Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome to my channel, HarmonicaJoe.com, where I provide high-quality music instruction for harmonica players. So today I'd like to work on the song, He Stopped Loving Her Today. This was made famous by George Jones. It got released in 1980, I think. It was recorded in '79. Outstanding song. This is probably one of the greatest songs ever written, I think. And also probably one of the saddest songs I've ever heard. Nonetheless, it is a great song, and I love the story behind it, and it's just perfect, perfectly crafted song. It's very simple. It only has 3 chords in it. It starts out in the key of G, and it's just using a 1-4-5 chord, a G, C, and D. It does modulate up a half step to A flat after the harmonica solo, but you know, other than that, it's a really simple song. So the great Charlie McCoy played on this. 8 measures of harmonica solo that is just outstanding. He really captures, I think, in the recording, the emotion of the song by the way he plays the melody down in the low register of the harmonica. And we're playing in crossharp, so second position, and down there you have to use all the bent notes, and he's really able to get a vocal quality out of his harmonica playing. I'm going to be using a harmonica in the key of C. Just playing a regular, here's the obligatory harmonica shot here. I'm just playing a Hohner Marine Band, just a standard Marine Band in the key of C. You can use any harmonica you want to play. We are playing in crossharp position today, so hole 2 draw will be our home base, and we're going to be playing really only 3 holes. 3 holes of the harmonica. So we're only going to be playing holes 2, 3, and 4 to get this solo down. So it's easy in that respect, but the challenge is going to be having to play all those bent notes and playing them in tune. So this will take a little bit of practice because it's going to challenge your ear to play the notes in tune. So if you have a keyboard that you can play along with and go slowly and match the notes that you're playing to make sure that you get the right note, that would be a huge help for you. I don't have a keyboard, but I have a guitar here, and I just make sure my guitar is in tune, and then I can match the notes with that to make sure I'm playing the notes in tune as I practice. Alright, so that's what it sounds like. Simple enough. It's only 8 measures long, really only 4 phrases. So we're going to start out on the G chord. Again, I'm playing my C harmonica in second position, crossharp. And I'm going to start on a draw 3. Then I'm going to play another draw 3 and slowly bend it down to play the draw 2. I'll show you what I mean by that. So we start out on the draw 3. So you can hear as I bend that draw 3 slowly down, all the way down. So I bend it down a whole step, and then I play the draw 2. And I put a little throat vibrato on the end of that note on draw 2. So that's the first phrase. Simple enough, right? As long as you're okay at bending notes, you'll have no problem with this song. Here's one more time. So now that was the G chord, and then it goes on to the C chord, and we're going to be playing a draw 2, another draw 2, and you got to bend it down, and then we're going to play a blow 2. And it's going to be like this. Okay, so now on this one, we're going to be bending that draw 2 down in half steps so that you can more or less hear the notes as they go by. Now they are just kind of notes that are just slurred, and they just go by, but we still want to hear a little bit of each note as we're making the bend down to the blow 2. So if you can, that's a good practice exercise also on the draw 2. And then I ended up on the blow 2. So what you can do to woodshed this is and you can do that back and forth. I'm just going draw 2 bent down a half step, draw 2 bent down a whole step, blow 2, back to the draw 2 bent down a whole step, release the bend up to a half step, and then back to a regular draw 2 with no bends. And you can turn that into an exercise. And if you have, like I said earlier, if you have a keyboard that you can make sure that you're playing those notes in tune, to play the note on the keyboard and then match it on your harmonica, because you really need to get these in tune, otherwise it's not going to sound believable. Okay, so the exercise you could do, you can tongue it. Only as an exercise. In this particular song, Charlie McCoy is slurring it, so he's just sliding it all the way down to end on that blow 2. So here it is again, the C chord. And that's it. Very simple. Now over the next chord, the D chord, you're going to be playing a draw 3, but you have to start with it bent down a whole step. So that's going to be a challenge. So again, if you have your keyboard, make sure that you match the notes up, and you want to start with that draw 3 bent down a whole step. Then you release it up to a regular draw 3. You bend it back down a whole step, and you slide down to draw 2, and then draw 2 bent down a half step. Sounds complicated, but once you get it into your ear, it's not. And that's the phrase right there. So my draw 3, and I have to bend that down 2 half steps or a whole step. 2 halves equal a whole. And there's my draw 3 bent down a whole step. But you have to come right in on it already bent. And this takes a little bit of practice. So okay, so I start out with that draw 3 already pre-bent down a whole step. I was running out of air at the end there. So we come right into that draw 3 note, pre-bent a whole step. Then we release it up to the regular draw 3, bend it back down a whole step, slide over to draw 2, a normal draw 2, and then you bend the draw 2 down a half step. It's harder to talk about it than it actually is to play it. So again, having a keyboard or guitar, something with a fixed pitch on it, is invaluable here to help you to make sure that you're playing these notes in tune. Okay, so that's that phrase. Now we come to the last phrase, which is on a G chord, before the song modulates up a half step. And we're just going to be playing holes 3. Well, we're going to be using them all. It'll be holes 3, 4, back to 3, and then a hole 2. So we're going to start with a regular draw 3. draw 4, back to draw 3, bend that draw 3 down a whole step, and end on a draw 2. And it's going to sound like this. That's what it's going to be. So really the only challenging note in this is that draw 3 that's bent down. So the second to last note is really the only challenging note in this particular phrase. So we just go draw 3, and it's just one big slur. Don't attack each note, don't tongue each note. Just let your air move through the harmonica and move the harmonica to change the notes. So you want to keep the air flow moving. That goes through all the phrases in this song. And that's it. That's the ending phrase. Again, I'll have the tablature for this on my website. I'll put a link in the description box below. But that is the entire solo. Now, that very last note, that draw 2, you'll hear the Charlie McCoy. He kind of like almost ghosts it seems like on the recording. I think he's still playing it, but he's playing it a lot softer. But what's happening there is the song modulates up a half step to A flat. And it still works. And so his last note is happening right as the song is modulating to A flat. And just brilliant playing and a brilliantly arranged song. So here it is again, the whole thing. I'll start from the beginning. So if you like these types of videos, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And I hope to be coming out with a new one very soon. Okay, until the next video, keep on harping.